Hello everyone, Karuna here. Welcome back to my Armenian Duduk channel. Today we will touch again the topic of treating well your instrument. And since you already know that I haven't been playing Duduk for a long time, right now I will be just speaking and not demonstrating anything on Duduk. And the topic is how to treat well your Duduk while you haven't been playing it for a while. It is not only now that I haven't been playing Duduk for a while, it also happened before. It just, I remember those energies would come in waves, like at some point I feel very inspirational and play a lot and share a lot, and at some other point maybe not. Maybe spending some time in India, in an ashram or somewhere else, you know, where you just kind of into meditation, you know, guys, I'm doing things like that, in case you didn't know. So, and at times you just don't feel to play Duduk, and of course also not to share like that, but still you must not forget about your instrument, and still you have to take it from your cupboard from time to time, and at least to oil it. Even if you don't play, at least oil it. I mean, if you, let's say, don't play Duduk for 2 months, at least 2 times within those 2 months, oil it, you see, even without playing, without touching. Of course, the more we play, the more we touch the Duduk, and the more, you know, there is a chance that the color could fade. Of course, the more often we use oil, but even if you don't play, please do it. It's not only because you want to keep your kind of soul connection with your instrument, which is also a subject to speak about, but it has also a practical side to it. I remember 2 or 3 times looking at someone's Duduk, and the person would like take the instrument from somewhere from the cupboard, and he hasn't played it for, let's say, 2-3 years or even more, and immediately always the feeling was as if the instrument has dried out, you see, like the feeling is as if it lost something, like lost moisture. I mean, the wood was of course dry, but the feeling still is that the wood kind of has dried too much. It is not that solid. It has lost something. So to prevent this, guys, use oil. You see, use oil. Also, some of you who is subscribed to my group on Facebook probably might have read my article about what happened to my best Duduks in A from Arthur and from MKS while I was spending time here in India during the monsoon. Monsoon is a rainy season. So in Asian countries, sometimes this happens at least once a year, no? So that they don't have winter, but they have this kind of rainy thing, and those rains, they happen every day or every night, and it might happen for the next 2-3 months, let's say, you know, with some little exceptions. And once I left because of this health issue, I left to another city to visit a hospital for some time, and then I came back only after 2 weeks, I guess, just 2 weeks. I wasn't at home in my place in India, and then I am opening the cupboard, and I want to see how my Duduks are doing, and then I see that they are completely covered with green mold. So this picture was so terrible that I got a little bit scared even, and even the idea to take a picture didn't come to my mind, because it was so terrible. I felt so sorry for my best instruments. By the way, other Duduks, which I didn't use much, they were not affected by this mold, but only these 2 ones, which I played a lot. I don't know why. I mean, it's of course because of moisture, so this instrument saved some moisture inside of their wood structure, and that probably attracted the mold. So that place, it was a closed cupboard in the middle of the room, and the room was like the air was very humid, and yeah. This is what happened. They were completely green, and immediately I took oil and started to rub rub both of them with oil, but it didn't help. So I was hoping, okay, it might help. I was rubbing like 2 or 3 times. I did it, and then I put those duduks in the sun, and then on the next day I checked them, and the oil was already absorbed by the wood, but the spots of the mold were still there. They were not green anymore, so but you could see like the clear spots, and it's like everywhere on the duduk from all sides, like those spots. And then the story came to my mind once I was at the workshop in Yerevan, at the workshop of Arthur Grigorian, the maker of this duduk, of the brown one. And he told me that before sending a new duduk to the customer, just a freshly made duduk, he oils it, of course, but he does it in a special way. He turns on the gas stove, so the fire, and then he oils the duduk, then he rubs it, and then he goes like above the fire like that, you know. Here's like, let's say this is fire, and then he moves the duduk from all the sides, like in a kind of rapid way, not like to avoid of course the burning. So he just makes it like that above the fire from all sides. The duduk becomes very hot, so you can hardly touch it, so hot it becomes. And then I asked him, is it okay for the wood? So the wood can really take it? And he said, yes, if the wood is good, if the wood is dense enough, it can take it, and it will take it. So this is the way he does this first oiling, and this is to bring that oil deeper into the wood, you know. That is the meaning of that procedure. And then I tried it, and then I polished it nice after that procedure, and then both of them actually, I did it with both of these duduks, and then I put them aside for the night. And on the next day, when I looked at both of my duduks, both of them were okay. No spots of mold, nothing. You can also see now the pictures, how it was. This is how I fought the mold, and I won. It was very nice, because I felt so much guilty, you know. My favorite instruments, and I wasn't able to take care of them, you know. That was the feeling. It was just kind of my heart was contracted, you know, for some time. Just emotionally I was like painful, you see. And then everything worked. First of all, I was thinking maybe I should, like, I don't know, maybe should I treat them with alcohol or with this hydrogen, you know, this H2O2. But then I thought maybe it will remove the color, and I don't want the color to be removed, of course. So this fire and oil procedure made its thing, and the duduks are saved. So this is just what might happen if some of you guys go to South Asia for the monsoon time. Of course, the same can happen to the reeds, and it happens even more often to the reeds than to the wooden part. But for the reeds, you don't use fire like that. You just go with alcohol or with H2O2 and remove it. You see the mold, I mean. And generally, just take care of your instrument. Don't forget about it, even if you don't play it for a short while or for a long while. Don't forget. Keep this connection alive with the instrument, and take good care of it. That's my advice for today. Yeah. Enough for today. Thank you guys. See you another time.